How do you master the art of doing shit that you know that needs to be done, but you really don't want to do? Because that is a trait of resilience, being able to do the shit that you don't want to do, regardless of how you feel.
Well, I guess it comes down to, motivation is just a joke. Motivation is like a tank of petrol. You get a certain amount, but it soon runs out, you know? I think
Yeah.
my experience of this is what you need is discipline. This idea of, I think one of the big problems is we like instant gratification, and that manifests itself in our behavior in nearly every aspect of our lives, including, say, diet. You know, the sugar rush, sweet, fatty, tasty treats. This is why, say, bogus fat loss pills, programs, and diets are so popular, because it's an easy sell to say to someone, just take this little pill. There's no early morning workouts. There's no diet. There's no effort involved at all. It just melts the fat away. Everyone knows it's bullshit, but same as in business. How to get floods of new followers. Have you noticed they sell how to get floods of leads and followers, but they never actually go as far as saying, and you'll get business from it, because you don't. You only get business from it if you're actually selling the same thing you've just bought, basically, if you want to become an influencer yourself. So the instant gratification is a classic example of a lack of discipline. Now, this is really insidious, because in the world we have now, let's take the classic example of people who don't have the self-discipline to exercise and moderate their eating and drinking. So they are fat and unhealthy. Well, now we have this overwhelming tsunami of people who say, as soon as you bring it up, you're fat shaming. Well, that may or may not be true. An individual person's motivation may be to get someone to feel bad. Maybe it is, I don't know. But that doesn't change the fact that fat people are fat, and being fat is generally deleterious to your health, as well as being, in my opinion, which I'm entitled to, fucking unsightly as well. Discipline. I mean,
can be rather gross.
Discipline. Here's the thing: I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. All right, not because I'm some kind of ninja or I'm fucking hustling, but because I've got a lot of things I need to do in a day. And if I don't get up at 5 o'clock to do them, the chances are I'll miss some of the important ones. So I get up at 5 o'clock in the day. I'm in the gym by 6. I'm usually done by about 7:15, 7:30. I do mobility work. I do heavy weights and stuff. All right. I stick to a fairly strict, moderated diet to ensure I don't get too fat and to lose a bit of fat for the summer. That takes discipline. Believe me, at 5 o'clock in the morning, when that alarm goes off, especially in the winter, I am not in the slightest bit fucking motivated. I want to stay in bed.
If you rely on motivation, you'll get fucking nowhere.
No, you stop. It'd be great while you're excited, but when it does get cold, when you have got to go out to that gym at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it's freezing cold, so that your hands are burning and hurting on the cold steel bars, or you're really hungry and you think, no, I'm not going to open the fridge and fucking inhale the contents. That takes discipline. Yeah. But of course, if you point this out to people, you are then victim shaming, victim blaming and shaming.
Of course,
it's not my fault I'm fat.
The easiest way to appear motivated to other people and to be seen to be disciplined and to actually be disciplined is to make it easy to be disciplined. So create yourself step-by-step systems. I'm sure your morning routine is pretty well planned out. So when you wake up in the morning, it doesn't matter how you feel. You've got to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, all the way to step 10. It's get up, do this, do that, work out, mobility, eat, shit, shower, shave, in that order. Work begins. End of system 1, start system 2. Make those systems easy to follow. Give yourself guardrails, give yourself some rules. People talk about things such as intermittent fasting as if it's a miracle drug. Oh. Well, no, it's simple. If you constrain the window of which you can eat, you're more than likely going to eat less because you've instigated some guardrails. especially if you're a fat cunt who wolfs down breakfast usually. And now you've got to wait till 1 o'clock to have your chicken salad. Make discipline easy, even when doing the things gets hard. Create systems, have those guardrails in place for whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to get really good at running, for example, don't rely on your motivation each day to go for a long run. No, create yourself a system and follow that system with your head down, one foot in front of the other. And eventually you'll look up and you'll be like, oh, fuck me. It's just part of life now. I am disciplined. I can do it.
Jocko Willink, interestingly enough, said, if you want to, and it's actually a lot more profound than it seems, if you want to start getting up at 4:30 in the morning, because he talks about the benefits of getting up early. He said, if you want to start getting up at 4:30 in the morning, start by getting up at 4:30 in the morning. That's how I started getting up at 5 o'clock. I didn't work up to it. I didn't plan it. One morning, I just decided, fuck it. Well, one night, I'm going to get up at 5 tomorrow. Now, the first day was pretty fucking grim because I was tired. But within 2 or 3 days, I got into the routine. Yeah, I'm asleep by about anything from 9:30 to 10:30. Big deal. But once you get into the routine, you're in the routine. Now, let's be honest here. I have a built-in superpower here. Being autistic, I find routine not just easy, but necessary. Once I'm in a routine, you have to hit me with a large hammer to get me out of it. So I know my diet. I know what I eat, the quantities. I know my exercise regimes. And not doing them is almost perverse to me. It's weird. But hey, that's just a natural advantage. But anyone can do it if they want to. People who say I don't have time, it's just not true. I mean, they probably sit watching telly or fucking doom scrolling on Instagram. You know?
If you've got a worthy goal, whether that's getting in shape, growing the business, becoming good at running, whatever it is, and then you develop a system of how you're going to get good at that thing, and then you install some guardrails, there's nothing really within your control that can stop you.
No, I mean, I can't remember who it was who said it
having
now.
rules such as having rules such as filling your macros out. I will eat 180 grams of protein every day without fail. All of a sudden, that's a rule. It really constrains what you can eat and how much you can eat. And if your goal is to lose weight, you probably will by introducing a guideline such as that. And then you've got the step-by-step process of, all right, every day I get up and I go for 10,000 steps. Midday, I go to the gym, and you've got the system, you've got the guardrails. It's almost impossible to fail. The only thing that will get in your way is whether you really care about the end goal or not, or you might just be hopeless.
Yeah, I mean, people can make excuses for not doing all this kind of stuff, and that's all they are. I mean, Jim Rohn used to say, it's these things are easy to do, but they're just as easy not to do, and it's true. There are times it would be just so easy to close my eyes and roll over and cuddle up to Mrs. EBG and pretend the world ain't there. But I don't, because I know I want to stay lean. I know I'm 58 now, closer to 59. I've probably got 5 or 6 years to get to my what's now going to be my peak fitness and muscularity and all the rest of it. After 65, objectively, you start to lose it. There's nothing you can do. After 75, you go off a cliff. So it's a bit like an aeroplane. The higher you get that plane, the more leeway you've got when the engines run out. The more choices you've got. If you're at 1,000 feet and you lose the engines, if you're at 1,000 feet and you lose the engines, you're in trouble, real trouble. If you're at 10,000 feet, you're better off. If you're at 37, 40,000 feet or something like that, you've got a lot of leeway, a lot of wiggle room before you hit the ground. Well, that's how I see it. So I've probably got another 6 or 7 years tops before I go into an inevitable decline. So the higher I can build my peak, the slower that decline will be. And of course, the harder I work during that decline, the slower it will be. All right. But that takes discipline, that takes work, that takes effort. It won't happen if I just say, okay, I don't have time, I'm too tired. These are all personal choices. Don't get me wrong. I ain't going to criticize anyone for doing it. But, it's the blame equation. Choices plus actions equal consequences. if your business is shit, if your health is shit because of choices you've made, you know where you're going to find sympathy, don't you? Between shit and syphilis in the dictionary.
What people would look at you from the outside, and again, it's like an iceberg. They just see the tip. They would just say, "Oh, yeah, John's just disciplined."
Easy
But really,
for him.
they don't see the worthy goal. Yeah, it's easy for him, but they don't see the worthy goal that you've clearly laid out for yourself. Right, I want to be in tip-top shape for as long as I possibly can because I want to be able to enjoy, the end of my life as much as possible. So you've got a worthy goal. You've then educated yourself and continuously educated yourself and built a system of like, right, I've got the worthy goal. Now, what's the system? What's the daily steps I need to take to make sure that happens? You figured that out. And you then, I've got no doubt, I don't know the details, but I'd be surprised if you told me I was incorrect here. But I imagine you've got certain rules and guardrails that keep you on track every
Absolutely,
day.
of course I have.
I imagine you've got your macros, your calorie restrictions, your times of day where it's like, right, I will work out at this time of the day and I will do this before I sit at my desk.
6 in the fucking morning.
6 in the morning, yeah. This cunt sends me fucking videos of him eating chicken pitters for breakfast. Awful stuff. Awful stuff. But that's a rule you've got. After workout, I have my post-workout meal. Doesn't matter if it's 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. and that's going to be chicken in a pita with a certain amount of mayonnaise. And that kind of ties us around nicely. That iceberg again, they see the tip, they don't see everything else that goes with it, which then in terms take accountability rather than, oh, it's easy for John looking at the tip of the iceberg. No, take accountability, ask the questions. The only way you're going to be able to ask the right questions is by losing the ego.